Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about bouncing light around to create a cool headshot. So I'm Daniel Norton, photographer here in New York, and I'm in my studio with Marisa. And we're going to make a headshot. I'm using Dado Light Stream product, which is basically, if you want to simplify, it's basically like mirrors of different reflectance. So depending on the number, there's numbers 1 through 4, the number 1 being super reflective all the way down to 4, which is more diffuse. You can bounce these things around, and what's cool about it is we can use this kind of bouncy light to create kind of a nice specular pop, which creates a really three-dimensional looking image, and we're just going to use the sunlight to do this. So it should be really fun. Basically, I've got several mirrors set up here, one capturing the original sunlight, and then multiple mirrors bouncing light around, giving her kind of separation light, and then also a nice fill. So let's take a look. Okay, so you can see I got Marisa here. Now, actually, I have a black flag right there. That's just blocking the sun that was hitting her in the face. Oh, terrible. Right, but what we've got is a couple of things here. So I'm coming around. And the first one is a mirror right there. That one is the number 1, and that is bouncing the light. That's giving us all our light. You can actually see some of it's like pouring past. It's hitting this one up here, which is a number 3, which is kind of diffuse. And then I have another tiny little number 1 here, which is bouncing up into a number 3 over here, which is basically creating her main light source. And all that together is going to create a nice, spectacular, specular light.
Blocked it.
She's blocking it. I often sit in front of it. So yeah, if you didn't have the sunlight, you could also shoot a light in this, but it works best if the light is parallel beam. So that's important. I'm, as usual, I'm tethered it over here into capture 1. There's Marisa. So let's shoot a few and let's see what we get. Okay guys, so to more kind of directly show you what's going on here, I'm gonna build this up a little bit for you. So we'll get rid of the flag for now. You just won't lean forward. That's really just when she was leaning forward, she was getting light on her nose, which I didn't really want. Get rid of that for a minute. So like I said, my main light is coming in here, and I'm gonna take all these out. We're gonna rebuild it. She's like, can you rebuild it from scratch? Yes, I can.
You okay?
I am fine. Nobody saw that, but since you laugh, now they know. All right. So like I said, the main light's coming in here, which I'm bouncing, from the window. Put this over here. So this light's coming in here, and you can see it right there, right? I'm actually losing, the window light is fading as we go because the sun's moving in the sky. So I can actually, I'm gonna put it in so we get the maximum amount of light. There we go. And you can tilt it up and down depending on what you're doing. So that seems to give us the biggest swath. I want a big swath of light because I need to be able to work with it. Cool. All right, that's basically going to give us the light we're going to work with. Now this light here, so you already saw my number 4 setup. So this one's going to be my key light. So basically what I'm going to do is bounce some of this back onto this board. We can see it light. You got light on your nose. Back up a little bit. There you go. You can see that bouncing light on her face. Yeah, you can slide back, that's good. I'm gonna block that. You see why she's getting light there? Let me bring this flag in so you guys can see better. The trick with the flag is to not get it to block the light that we need, of course. See, so that was fine, right? That all looks good. And that's probably all you need, right? Is that? However, I wanted a little like separation / hair light, so that's why I brought in the other lights. Let me take this out for a second. I could have used a small light, like a small hard light for that, but the problem is that it created too much contrast on her skin. I could have just moved the number 1 up to do that, but remember, with the inverse square law, if it hits that number 1 panel, it hits her, then hits that, her face is gonna be blown out. So this way I can actually just give her a little bit of a hair light, just like that. Coolio. I mean, some of it is bouncing off that light. You can actually see it bouncing off the whole thing, but the main amount of light that we're going to get is from this guy. It's like we're scooping it up. Like shoo. The trick here is to basically look at your highlight on the wall and so we get the maximum amount of light. There we go. Our light is fading by the second. It's not fading, it's changing positions. Actually, I think it's went into a cloud.
Yeah.
The only problem with shooting with natural light, right? I can still see it though, so I'm gonna position it. That way when the sun comes back out, we got it. There we go. So since I'm all set up this way, let me kill the lights on your nose. Get in your position. Okay, that's off our nose now. Cool. That's kicking up. Everything looks good. And then finally, I'm just gonna grab my camera. I'm just using the meter and the camera, guys. So let's see. I'm shooting at f2. I'm just gonna shoot like that. A couple like that, nice and pretty. Good, good, good. Just like that. Nice, super easy, super pretty, super Marisa, and extra, extra sharp. It really gives you this sharpness because of the specularity, like all the shine on her skin is popping out now. The only issue with this, or thought you have to really keep in mind, is that if somebody's especially shiny, it's gonna show up even more. So make the model a little bit flatter than you normally would if you wanna use this, because the specularity is really gonna pop, right? Let's get a couple more shots because that's really good. We're shooting her Christmas card. So she's got a little bit of light on her on the bottom of her now from the stuff, but I'm just gonna come in and do a horizontal because good, good, good. Here we go.
Meow, Christmas.
Christmas and cats, what better can you get? I'm gonna have to edit this really quickly and get it out before Christmas so that the video actually still makes sense. So cool, right? Nice and simple. Before you answer the question below or put the question below, yeah, you can use regular mirrors, right? Even Marisa asked that.
Yeah.
The main difference is that these are all exacting, right? So that if I take a number 1, it's always gonna be the same, and number 2 is always gonna be the same. So as you're building a system, it gives you that little bit of kind of unifidity, that's not a word. Unifying, unifidity, I'm gonna make that word up. It gives you unifidity. So yeah, it'll be more unified. So that's one reason to use this, but if you guys just have reflectors, cardboard reflectors and silver reflectors, go ahead and give this a shot and see what it looks like. You won't get that same specularity, but it's still fun kind of to work with the natural light. A lot of times somebody will just stick somebody by the window, but I can tell you right now that if we just stuck her by the window, it's just gonna create this contrasting, not very nice shot, to be honest with you, compared to this one. In fact, we should just do that.
Yeah.
For one, let's do it, we're on the move. Okay, so I got Marisa by the window. I gotta put this around. There she is. Oh, and you see it's just patchy and uneven, and you're just not gonna get really, really pretty light on her. It's actually just way too hard for what we wanna do. The other light is hard, but it gives you kind of a nice, beautiful softness and evenness to it. She doesn't even wanna be by the window anymore. All right, go back to this spot. We can move because we have a, no, go back to the other thing. We have an Osmo, we can move around. I'm using the Osmo, guys. Oh, it's tracking you. Look at that. Ta-da! Look at how beautiful it is. You could actually do an analog in this light. You're so specular. Look like actually go back a little bit because you're getting a little bit of, there we go. And then look like a starlet. I'm a starlet. Oh. Okay guys, so hopefully that was helpful. I can totally see the closer I am to this, how quick I get my glasses on. All right guys, I'll put Marisa's information in the description so you can follow her. So I'm not pointing over everything. And of course, hit subscribe and ring the bell, and I'll see you next time.